I'm excited to talk to you, Ross, because you have this incredible movie short film, The Last Cloudweaver, that you were a part of. How were you approached to compose the music for it?
That's right, Jamie. So the last Cloudweaver is the animated film that we worked together with the director Anna. Anna and I, we've actually worked on a project and on a few projects now together before the last Cloudweaver, and it seems like Anna must have been happy with the work we've done together. And then she approached me for her next project, and I very quickly said yes. I'd very much love to be involved. And we've done two projects since, and one has already come out as well, called Ways of Keeping, also a short, and one project that will I believe come out next year that we've also worked on with a quite ambitious score as well.
It's absolutely beautiful through and through. And were you able to, did Anna show you the movie before you were able to sort of work the music in, or did she just give you a focus of what the movie's about and maybe a little bit of scene work here and here that she'd like to have music behind?
Sure. Yes. So the way this worked in the last Cloudweaver is that Anna was able to send me an animatic, which is a sort of draft-like animated uh, uh, version of the film, not fully colored, not fully animated, but it gives you a good sense of what's happening in the film, and obviously the story, the emotions that we were after. And this is how I started working, and we discussed, and I had a very clear vision of the type of music, and she wanted, and we discussed the story, and where we wanted to lead it to, and that's how the work began.
I'm so impressed because there's so much thought put into composing for an animated movie or any movie really. Was there specific sounds that you were, you know, interested in putting here or there and to invoke motions? Um, and how was that process for you sitting there and going, okay, here I'll add the violin as a violinist.
Yes, that's right. So um, I suppose with films, when I approach film in general, it's very collaborative. So I this is part of what I enjoy about scoring films, and uh, often it's a collaborative effort with the filmmakers, and um, uh, so in this particular case, we had two different characters. The film is about a young girl, and a teacher, an old wise dragon, and the dragon teaches the girl, tries to teach the girl the art of cloud weaving. So he's the last of his species that is still knows this art, and he's trying to pass it on to his student. So what I generally like to do as well, and what we discussed with Anna, is to assign different obviously themes to the two characters. So the girl has her theme, and the dragon has its own theme as well. And the girl is characterized by a piccolo flute, which is the smallest member of the flute family, because the girl is young, she's impatient, you know, she's got all these she doesn't really want to practice, and the dragon is very wise and obviously huge in stature. So he was assigned the cello, and his theme was usually performed by the cello. The girl's theme was performed by the piccolo flute. So this is sort of something that always plays a role in the decision making process when we assign instruments, for example.
How many takes and does it tend to, or is there no, you don't limit yourself on the amount of takes until you feel each performance is perfected, especially for The Last Cloudweaver, where you truly want to embody a person or an animal in this case as well.
Yeah, so I suppose with there are two ways to looking at the takes uh, in filmmaking. One is when we write it, and then of course the later one we will record it with the musicians. So sometimes in general, when I work on a film, and we have an idea in mind of what we're after. Sometimes it takes a few. Well, I start making little demos and suggest ideas to the director, and then we're often in touch with Anna. We're in touch quite regularly, and on the last Cloudweaver, I think we hit it very quickly. We hit the nail on the head very quickly. With other project, it takes some more time until you find that right theme, that right mood, that right um, um, I don't know, rhythm or whatever it may be to help tell the story. So it really depends, and I suppose, and sometimes it works. The stars align and it works quickly. Other times it just requires a few takes, and then when we record. Usually, what the musicians that we worked on this project, the Prague Metropolitan Orchestra or other musicians from the famous project in Macedonia, for example, they're such professionals, such great musicians that it's usually we play it a few times and it just sounds beautiful. So not too many takes required.
Well, along those lines, the film, is there a particular scene that you're super proud of scoring, is especially, is there a specific scene that really stands out to you that you think exceptionally matches the music?
Yes. So generally, it's usually Jamie. It's a great moment when you feel okay. This I have scored this scene quite well, and I feel generally the last Cloudweaver, I'm quite happy with how it turned out from the music perspective, and um, there is a part where the film is out, by the way, for your viewers and readers who want to watch it. I think it's on Dragon the Animation's YouTube channel, and there is a scene where the dragon shows the girl how to weave clouds. So he makes the clouds and the clouds goes up and into up high and then returns, and out of this cloud there's this magical little animal that forms out of this cloud, and so the music obviously accompanies the clouds, and this is a moment that I quite like myself, because I felt that this one really um, underscored or uh, um, worked quite well with the visuals to help emphasize this particular moment.
He won such an incredible accolade for Best Original Score in a Short at the Next Generation Indie Film Awards. What did this accomplishment mean to you?
It was wonderful. Obviously I'm based in London, and I had the pleasure to go to LA it was uh, uh, a wonderful moment, because I was very honored to be in the company of established composers, and among others a Grammy and I believe Emmy winning composer as well. So I did not expect anything at all. It was great to be there, and it was great to meet fellow filmmakers, and of course have a great evening there. But then when they called out my name, that was I was a bit jet lagged, I have to say, when I was there. And that jet lag was gone immediately when they called out my name. So that was yeah, until
Sure,
the
everything
early
is
morning.
forgotten in that moment.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh my goodness. What kind of response have you received then from your fellow composers, or maybe other musicians have reached out to you to talk about the exceptional work you've done on this film?
Thank you very much, Jamie. It's very kind of you. So I think the response has been overall positive, and I found out that we also got a best score a week later at Mesa International Film Festival, and so in terms of festival, I think the score I'm very happy to say that it's done very well, and it seems that my followers on social media, I'm mainly active on Instagram these days, and they seem to really enjoy the music and I've had lots of positive responses about the film as well, and how the film and the music interact. I'm very happy that the response has been a very positive one so far.
What's next for you? Have you already started scoring another film, or are you focused on some personal projects?
Both actually, Jamie. I've at the moment I'm working on a feature film for a friend of mine, David Clay DF, who's an Austrian director, UK Austrian director, I should say, who lives here in London as well. And we're working on his latest feature film called The Entertainer, which is a lot of fun as well. Very different from the Cloudweaver. The Cloudweaver was very magical, fantasy, and the Entertainer is a drama about an artist and his struggle and I suppose the struggle that many artists have to face at one point in their life or repeatedly in their lives, how things don't always go according to plan, and how it's difficult to continue making art. And so this is a very different score. It's a solo piano score that's a lot of fun to do, and I'm hoping the film will also hit the festivals in 2024. And apart from that, I am working on standalone music or my own music that is going to be released. I've had to take a break for a little while because of the film work, which kept me busy the last months. But next year, I'm hoping in January there is a new single, a solo piano single coming out. So I'm usually releasing regularly on all the main streamers, and that is the other half of what I look forward to.
Have you then already recorded some music for yourself, or are you still trying to piece it all together to go forward with that?
Jimmy, you mean to the solo project or
Yes,
the
for
film
the solo
project?
project.
Yes, the solo project that there is the parts of it are already recorded, and it's a work in progress. That's probably the best way I can describe it. It's part written and recorded, and I need to what shall we call it? Fine tune it and get it ready.
What would you like to say to people who are fans of the music that you make, whether as a composer or as a solo artist?
Sure. I mean, I feel the people who enjoy listening to my music, and I suppose people who generally listen to the artist's music, is this is very important to us artists and people who enjoy the music, whether it's filmmakers or people who just like listening to music. So I would. This is a big thank you to all of them who enjoy music, who keep supporting me and have been supporting me for years now. And thank you for everyone who enjoys my music, which in turn helps me to gives me the opportunity really to continue making more music and new music.